What's happening, everybody? Brian, Socal Supermoto, and this week we're answering your viewer questions. So here we go. RJ asked, can you explain upshifting without the clutch? Yeah, this one is really easy. Cut the throttle, kick it up, gas, kick it up, gas, kick it up, gas. That's it. People in the comments were like, hey man, you're going to mess up your transmission. We've seen no evidence of that as far as 13 years of absolutely flogging DRZs on the racetrack. So good to go. Do that. Christian asked 200,000 miles on the bike. Actually, Thor asked 200,000 miles on the bike, Christine. Yep. All right, next one. Road race boots. Sheldon asked, are road race boots okay? Yeah, at the school, you can absolutely come out with your road race boots. Ankle injuries are by far the most common. We have a bunch of Alpine Stars motocross boots that we can loan you for free. So if you're going shopping for Supermoto specifically, or just motorcycle riding, you're going to need motocross boots anyway. Eventually, you're going to start riding dual sport or motocross. So just go ahead and get some MX boots. And if not, you can borrow some from us. So yeah, road race boots are okay, but highly recommend motocross boots. They're just a lot more protective. So there you go. Next question, and this comes from Rotomoto. KLX 300 Supermoto tires. They come with road winners, which I love. They have the crappiest tires in the world, and they're called road winners. So if you want to win the road, get some road winners. We use the GPR 300 Dunlops. They're super cheap. They're like $150 for the set, and they're really good. They're not as good as the Q3s, Q4s, Q5s, but they're pretty damn good. We don't have any complaints. I can rock that tire all day long. Next question was come Holden Vapes. How do I get a hold of you? SocalSupermoto.com has our phone number, email, contact form, all that sort of stuff. Chris asked, setting the brake pedal engagement, basically where you want to set the brake pedal. It's pretty easy. Kind of look at how your foot's, if you were to move your ball, your foot off the peg, here's your peg, and you move it forward, you want it so that when in the natural position, it's just right above the brake lever. So anytime you have to work on anything on the bike, adjust it so you don't have to work so much, and that it's nice and comfortable. Ergonomic mods and adjustments are by far the most important on any bike. So it's the first thing I do is mess with the handlebars, the brake levers, the shift levers, and don't be afraid to play with it. Really experiment and move the stuff around and see how that goes. What else we got? Where can I get a Socal Supermoto jersey? Edgar, SocalSupermoto.com, or come out to the track, and we throw in swag with every school day. So we'll get you swagged out and looking sexy. Conti Attack Supermoto tires, are they a no-go? That's from It's Flat on YouTube. I think they're pretty good. We're sponsored by Dunlop, and we're really, really happy with the Q5. It's my experience, which has been a few years on the Contis, is that they were very good when new, and then they kind of fell off relatively quick. I'm not here talking smack about them. I'm sure it's a great tire. We always run the Dunlops and have been really, really happy with them. What part of SoCal are you in? I'm personally in San Diego. The track is Adams Motorsports Park in Riverside. That came from Benny. And Rob asked, I'm not sure. I'm not confident in the corners. Do you have any tips? Well, first thing is, there could be a couple different reasons that you're not feeling confident in the corners. One could be a past accident, in which case you have a little PTSD trauma thing. I've had that. So I would say, just right off the top of my head, repetition, which you're going to get from being on a racetrack. So it takes out all the other elements. So you're doing the same turns over and over again. If you want to get cornering confidence, honestly, a supermoto bike on a kart track is by far the fastest way to get confident on it. I would ask, are you actively, consciously countersteering? If you're not actively and consciously countersteering, you're going to feel like you're just going along for the ride and hoping everything works out. And by taking an active approach, turning in a little bit later, giving a more aggressive countersteer in, that'll usually do a lot to help cornering confidence. And make sure that you're breathing. Most accidents happen from anxiety. So by actively, consciously taking deep breaths on the motorcycle, it's going to avoid those things like turning in too early out of anxiety and then target fixating and grabbing the brakes. Everything that's bad that happens usually happens from a place of anxiety. So breathing, it can just help out a great deal with that. Keith asks, what size rotor? We use 310 rotors. They work great. I mean, the 320 is probably going to work better. But when you look at changing brake pads, oh man, 310s are really easy to change brake pads. And you can kind of squeeze the caliper out. 320s are a pain in the ass. So If you have a DRZ anyway, I'm not going to answer for all bikes. Absolutely, just stick with the stock size. The 310 rotor works fantastic on that. And then Viet asked, how does the TM compare to the Husky and the KTM? I would say if you're a pro rider, you already know the answer to this, right? You already have a preference, or you're sponsored, in which case, go with the people that are giving you a free bike. If you're not a pro rider, it doesn't matter. All three of those bikes are way more capable than I am or you are. So just go with the one that you think looks cool. Seriously. That's it. If you have any questions, put them in the comments below, and I hope to see you out at the track.